Chrissy, I think you can probably just start because we don't need to, well, it's recording, so we'll
Okay.
just make sure we share it with everybody.
You don't want a recording of just awkward
Us
silence.
staring at each other.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining our call, or if you watch the replay, for checking out this team training. We're just here to talk about some things that we did to get the 1-2-3 Magic bonus August through October. And we're glad you're here. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Chrissy Paris. I live in Billings, Montana. I've been a rep for about a year and a half. I have a cold, so I'm sorry how much I hack through this. I'm a nurse by trade, and I'm super excited to be doing Zaya, and nursing would never, ever, ever, ever give me a $5,000 bonus. So I'm very, very grateful for this. And as far as what I did for recruiting, I just feel like it's something that I am always doing. Is talking about the business, not just when there's a promotion going on. And that does help set up things when a promotion does happen, because there's a lot of seeds planted too. But what I did during this promotion was I sent a lot of messages. I reached out a ton through voice messages, text messages, Facebook messages. And some of these people that I was reaching out to are people that I've been talking to for a year, and some of them were new. So there's just a lot of in between. But I think for me, being able to hit those numbers was consistently working really hard and not giving up, even on the 31st of the month when I'm frantically going, and just putting in the work every single week. I started off August 1st and didn't think there was any way I could do this, but I was going to try my hardest to do it. So with messaging, I sent a lot, because you're going to get a lot of no's, and you're going to get a lot of no answers, and you're going to get a lot of hemming and hawing. Well, yeah, that sounds really cool. And then the next day they're like, oh, actually, it's not for me. So you have to kind of set up to try and get as many people interested in talking about it as you can. And any conversation to me is a win. When somebody doesn't flat out say no, and it's now an open door. And so I try to touch base with them about it in different ways at different times. Follow up with them, because most people aren't going to be like, yes, I would love to join your business the first time you ask them. It's just not, unfortunately, how it works. I would say on average, I'm probably touching base with these people like 10 times more. It depends. It depends on the person. And because it depends, I try to, I always bring up the rep opportunity, usually in a similar way, but then the conversation is always going to steer to be about them, because it's not about me, it's about them. And I have to remember that no matter how hard I'm trying for a promo. So examples of who I like to send messages to, I'm always asking my hostesses. Hostesses are, especially your hostesses that are very coachable and are working with you, they're always my favorites. The first girl I had join in August had an awesome party. It was a year before that, the August before that. And I knew she would be an amazing rep from that time, but it took a lot of touch points throughout that year. But then I have new hostesses who might have a really great party. They're really involved. They're really excited. So I always bring it up at the beginning of the party. Can you guys hear my screaming kids? I'm sorry if you can. I'm down in the basement. In the middle of the party, and then touch base at the end. Like, here's what you could get with your rewards, especially with double rewards right now, or getting set up for January. I just had a recent hostess be like, I just want to wait to the new year, but she's interested. So I need to make sure that I keep following up with her. I like to reach out to my great customers. I like to reach out to people who are very involved in my VIP group. Thanks, Erica. And then what I was doing during this promo too, that was a little bit more new for me, is the kits were changing quite a bit, the starter kits. And if an item was in a kit that I knew somebody would really like, I would send it to them. Like, look at this kit, take a look at these pieces. I did have one girl sign in September who was thinking about being a rep in April and May, and she doesn't like joggers. I mean, I love joggers, so I can't relate. But when there was no joggers in the kit and there was a pair of Unity leggings, it was right for her at that time. So I tried to focus on what they're looking for, as far as what they want in a business and what they want, as far as XYZ. So I try to steer it about them and just keep touching base without being annoying. It's a little hard, but usually if you're being authentic and reaching out to people and you're sharing your true heart and you're just asking questions about them, that's not annoying to them. People like to talk about themselves and they know that you are interested and that you see something really cool in them. Just saw Erica, when do you reach out? At the beginning, I usually just say something like, hey, have you ever thought about being a rep? I always keep it super simple. And if they've even had like the tiniest, if it's not a flat out no, then I'm like, well, just something to keep in mind. We can run this party and you'll get the hostess rewards. Or like, here's our starter kit and we can run this as a launch party and you're going to get commission too, and the rewards. So I'll kind of start off like that. And if they're like, well, yeah, that sounds like a bit much. Let's just see how the party goes. But then they're thinking about it as the party goes. And if they start having orders come in, sometimes they start thinking about it a little bit more. Well, like, hey, I could be making money off of this. You know, I've gotten 5 orders in the last couple of days. That happened to me actually when I signed up. I had hardly tried. I reached out to SJ in the middle of my party and I'm like, you just made $1,000 off my party, or not 1,000, but it was $1,000 party. How much commission are you getting from this? You know, and I am unusual. People aren't usually going to reach out to you, but people, if they start thinking about it, they might start asking more questions, and questions are good. Trying to look at my notes here. As far as how many messages I was sending a lot for this promo. I would say at least 15 a month, just rep opportunity messages. I was trying to touch base, build relationships, make things authentic. Follow-ups are huge because when people really like their stuff, that's another door opening for, have you ever thought about being a rep and getting these items at a discount and making some money from it too. I do post about it and put it in my stories, but honestly, all of mine came from doing the reach outs, putting in the work. And like I said, it was a different journey from every person. You know, I had the girl that wanted the Unity leggings and the starter kit. I had the girl I've been talking to for a year and I knew she would kill it, and she is doing awesome. So I'm so proud of her if she watches this call. And it was anybody in between. So I have a very disorganized way of staying organized. Erica's WAM group has helped me make lists a little bit better, but usually it's a big jumble of notes on my phone and my computer. And I just keep going through like, when did I last touch base with this person? When did I last touch base with this person? And it was totally worth it for me because I get to take my kiddos to Disneyland, which is super exciting. And I'm just so happy that I'm able to do that thanks to Zaya and all of you girls. That's really what I did. Lots of reach outs. If anybody has questions or wants an example message of some that I sent, I'm happy to share them. I always kept the opening simple. And then from there, I tried to ask them questions and cater it to their story. And if there aren't any other questions, I'll pass it off to Lauren.
Yay, Chrissy. I'm awkward and lovely. So hi, everybody. If you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, my name is Lauren Darlington, and I'm in a tiny little town called Parksburg, Pennsylvania. And I am a mom. I have 2 daughters that are 6 and 7. And you'll see them roaming around. I have 3 Dobermans, so I'm really sorry. They'll get on my lap and they're a freaking mess. So if you hear me yelling, it's because the kids are in bed and I have the BP remote for the dogs. I also run a boudoir company, so I do that too, but mostly I am home. I'm in Parksburg, Lauren. It's a tiny little town, like between Lancaster and Downingtown. So right smack in the middle. And I'm really excited to talk to you guys tonight. I don't have a whole ton that's different from Chrissy. I think a lot of us followed the same process of how we did our thing, of our small steps, but my small steps always start with client connections. And I'm very big on that with my clients. If I see that someone has gotten married, if they have a child, if they are doing something new in their lives, they just had a litter of puppies. I'm always messaging them and saying congratulations or staying present. So they know who I am outside of Zaya for that reason. I try to stay relevant. I'm sending them messages just to say hi or Merry Christmas or wishing them congratulations for something. Do I get a lot of cross business? I do. I actually had a lot of Zaya girls come to our last group session in September. So it was a lot of fun. I check in a lot with them, I'll ask, and I'll do follow-ups. I don't have a system for follow-ups. It's usually just like I'll plop down on my computer and I'll bang out my own personal power hour since I'm home by myself. My kids are now at school all day. I'll pop down on my computer and I'll give myself 30 minutes, say, all right, we're going to go back 3 months. I pull up the orders from 3 months ago and I will do follow-ups. So I try to stay as relevant and as in their inbox as I can. So that like, oh, who's this Lauren Darlington chick that's messaging me now, like 6 months later? They know who I am. And I'm very big on like my brand. My brand is a Hot Mess Express mom that does boudoir, has dogs, has girls, and they're they know me. So before the promo even started, we all didn't know this was coming. They know who I am. So when I message them, I'm not cold messaging them because we've been talking about other things already. I hope you all like dogs. So I asked everyone, just like Chrissy did. I got in their inboxes. I was like, hey, have you ever thought about being a Zaya rep? I know you love ... So some girls love the clothes, and I base it on them. Some girls love to work out for the active part of our pillars. Some girls really enjoy the community aspect. So I kind of looked at it as who could benefit from it from there. I had a lot of new moms that joined my team. I have a lot of single moms that joined my team. I had a lot of hostesses that joined my team. I actually had a lot of girls that just had their own personalized shopping link. And they decided to join the team after shopping for themselves for 6 months, which was really awesome. So you never know. So we just kept carrying on the conversation. So like Chrissy said, it's not like a one and done type thing. It was usually something that I had to revisit and come back to over and over again, but I wasn't annoying about it. I would touch base every couple weeks and I got those conversations started. I'm looking at our chat right now. Erica, when you say you're good at staying on brand, I love that. Can you give us an example of how you do this on a daily basis to connect with your customers and stay on top of mind? I will try my best. So I'm not the best at Instagram. I was good for a while. I need to get better. I'm not good at Reels, but if you are good at Reels, doing a Reels, I include my dogs in my posts. I include my kids in my posts, and I speak authentically. So when I take somebody else's post, I always switch it up into my language. Like I know some of you guys will say like, y'all, that's not me. I can't say it. So I take it out and I delete it and I put in something that's like loves or babes. So that way everybody knows it's me. I do post on my regular Facebook too. That way it's just me that pops up, and I'll try to post like even non-Zaya related things in my group. So pictures of the puppies being ridiculous, or wait till you hear about the day that I had. So just something that they can connect with on a personal level that is also relatable. Let's see what else we have in here. I love that. Chrissy says, if it's a hard no, she starts asking them questions. What do you think about getting these clothes you love so much for a discount and making extra cash? What kind of things would you be looking for in a business, which is awesome. So catering messages to the people that you're sending them to is really important, which I did that as well. I had a couple clients that did not like joggers. So when we got the kits that had the matching sets, they were very excited about the matching sets. Let's see if I have anything else for you guys. I don't know. I think that's actually it for me. I didn't have a whole ton because Chrissy nailed it. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask. Oh, how often am I sending messages? So I'm terrible. I think I sent like 25 messages a month or more. It was closer to 30 because I would follow up with, I tried 30 new people. So I got into my hostess's inbox. I got into the people's inbox that were from those parties. So I also will welcome new people to my group. Like I said, trying to stay relevant and present. So I'm not just being like, hi, welcome to the group. Have you ever thought about Zaya? It's hi, welcome to the group. I'm Lauren. Nice to meet you. We chat, and then directing them to pieces that they like, questions that they have. And then maybe in a week, we're talking about the rep opportunity. So technically, I don't know how often, like how many messages I'm sending, but I'm usually sending messages daily. And that's like a power hour for me. It's maybe half an hour. You can filter it in your schedule when you need to, whether that's 15 minutes, 30 minutes. But for me, I'll sit down and I'll bang it out in like 30 minutes. And that's a good time. I know Lauren had also asked like how Chrissy keeps track of things. For me, I utilize the sticky notes on my MacBook. So I use the app that's the stickies. And I just like make lists. Nobody can handle looking at my stickies because it's just all these lists. And I'll have rep opportunity conversations, and I'll put on there like my hard nose or the maybes or the thinking about this, and I'll break them up into different categories, into different stickies, and I put the date on there that we talked, and then it seems to help. I know a MacBook has stickies. I don't know about Android or Google or any of those. I also use the notes on my phone. That helps me a lot because I can just type it and search. I used to be more of a paper and pencil person, but that does not work so much anymore. How do you overcome the objection? I don't think I'd be any good, or I'll think about it. I don't think I'd be any good. I told them, like, if I can, I usually say, if I can do it, you can do it. And I tell them, I'm like, I am a mom. I am nobody special. I am just somebody that loves the clothes. And I usually say, do you like the clothes? And we have that conversation. It's like, what do you like about how Zaya makes you feel? And we start from there. And then sometimes it is still a no, and we follow up a little bit later. Like right now, I'm a little stopped on my lead list because we're filling the funnel again, and they're a little tough. But right now, I go that route. I ask them like what they like about the personality or how they feel about the clothes, and I tell them that's it. I was like, these clothes sell themselves as long as you love them, and that's it. So I'm what? Oh my God, my husband's here, ignore him. So we're gonna pass it off to Amanda. Thanks for listening to me.
Thank you. Hi guys, I am Amanda Olson. I have been with Zaya for, it'll be 4 years, I think, in April. When this promo first came out, I was super jacked about it, just because I feel like I had a lot of people on my mind that I wanted in the business. So when I'm just gonna, a little backstory, when I first found out I was having a baby in September. And so I was really tired. I felt like crap. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today. Not that feeling like crap, but still showing up even when you don't want to. I'm actually having, and then I found out I was having twins. So I'm like a double whammy there. So when on the days that I still wasn't wanting to show up for myself, I know that this business can bring so much happiness. It can bring big paychecks if you want it to. It can bring something different for everybody. And being consistent on Sherry. Yeah, that would be it. I wasn't my normal partying self. Being consistent, I feel like that word can be overused, and it's so annoying because people are just like, you have to be consistent. You have to show up every day. But if you figure out a way to be consistent for yourself, then I think it's going to be a lot easier. So I think I had to pull up my list of people that signed up. 6 of them have been buying from me since I very first started Zaya out of the 9. So being able to show up every single day, posting in your VIP group and letting people know that you actually wear the clothes, you love the clothes, why you wear the clothes, and just not getting down if nobody is commenting or ordering or anything like that. When I first started Zaya, repping or recruiting was awful for me. I didn't sign a rep for the first 11 months of my business. And I was showing up, I had the sales, I had customer base, like it was kind of wild, but I had 0 reps. But I think that's a way for people sometimes to be like, I'm not recruiting, so I'm not going to share anything. I'm going to stop posting. And I think that is just literally the worst thing ever. You cannot get discouraged if you're not recruiting. And now we're going to be coming up for this new promo, and possibly repping is going to be another way for us to get like more points or whatever for the trip. And I just want you guys to realize that the more you guys are posting every single day, your outfits, someone else's outfits, but like Lauren said, like not just doing complete Zaya all the time, and showing people that you can do this business wherever you're at, whenever you have time, whether you have kids, without kids, things like that. I think it's just so important. For what I'm posting every day, I try to show my face every single day. And I know some people don't like to do that. And sometimes people can get away with not showing their face every day and they're still going to have sales. But in my opinion, if you show that you are the one that's wearing these clothes and loving them, then they're going to like put their face, in your VIP group. If they're liking the way you're doing something, if they have an idea on like a way that they can run their VIP group, I think that's really important. So some of the people that I messaged to sign up, I had been talking to one. I bet I asked her at least 10 times. She has turned me down so many times. And now she's the rep, and the timing was right for her because she just had a baby. She decided that she wasn't going to be a para at the school anymore. She was going to be at home and help her husband run her business. So I used that as another doorway to open up, like you said, Lauren, you're just keeping track of, big things happening in their life. So I had known that she wanted to not go back to work. So I just messaged her and said, maybe this is a really good time for you to start the business. And then I shared some details as far as obviously the starter kit, which she had, probably 90% of the starter kit already. But, and like Chrissy said, you're going to get a lot of no's. And if I knew that she would be so good at this, and I just couldn't get her out of my head from literally the beginning of my Zaya career. And to just not be annoying and ask her like all the time. It's letting her be a consistent customer. It's following up with her all the time. It's sharing. I would send her, if the new boyfriend hoodie or something that I knew that she would just totally rock, I'm going to send her a message and say, I know you would totally love this outfit. Would you like me to get it for you? So it always starts for me with this sale. But I do, if it's a new person, for parties, obviously we know parties are the lifeblood of our business for sales, but that is also, think of if Chrissy hosts 20 parties a month or 16, that's 16 possible rep opportunities for you to take advantage of. And I do like to ask them before we get started. So you set up the group, whatever. And then I ask them, before we get started, have you ever considered doing the Zaya business? And I like to use that you could be earning, you can double dip in this. You're going to get the rewards and you're going to earn the commission from every sale that you get in a party. And if they say yes, then obviously we move on. That's one of the reps that I did get. Before we started her party, she finally decided that repping would be a good idea. And I probably asked her 3 times before that. So I think the main thing for me was still, I'm actually like mind blown that these people have turned me down so many times. And then they finally decided that it was time. So I don't feel like I did anything like super crazy or different, but I think it's just so important to realize that people are watching, even though they're not commenting or liking or loving anything like in your VIP group at all. They're still watching what you do. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of all I did. And I don't know if the sales is any, because obviously you had to have 3 by 2,500. So if the sales are a thing, then the VIP group showing up consistently. I do normally like to do like Instagram and, oh, Lauren, I honestly think that's it just plants a seed. And there's a whole training. Sydney Turrell did a training on planting seeds. It's probably on Erica's YouTube channel. And it was that was like a year ago or something, but it's just so important to put that into their brain. Even if it's, you make a post about, I don't know, I'm going to go visit one of my Zaya friends, or just making sure you share that we were at Summit and that was really helpful. And then you could hype that up, that you're being with your community and enjoying the people that you've never met before in person. And then you finally get to meet them and how amazing that our group truly can be. Let me say, do you guys have any other questions? I had something in my brain and now I can't think of it. So if somebody has a question, maybe it'll show up for me. Other than that, I don't know. Consistency, planting the seeds. That's about all I have, I guess. I don't think I'd feel weird. Yeah, for real. I think it's that's what I was gonna say. If you think that posting in your VIP group, we got a new starter kit, and you just post the starter kit, most likely nobody's gonna give a rat's butt about what's in the starter kit. You guys both had one lady that didn't want a certain thing, but you can find a way around that, in my opinion, as far as what's in the starter kit. I don't like to use that as a way for people to not sign up, just because you can tell them, like, literally, if you want to give it away as in your VIP group, or like during your launch party. I also tell them that if they're like scared to do it, I tell them that I will run their launch party for them, just like a regular party if they want me to. And I have done that for some of my reps where they just didn't feel comfortable. If they're really new to Zaya and they don't have a lot, I don't have a problem with doing that, because in the back of my head, if they're my rep, I am still benefiting from helping them run their launch party. So that wasn't a big deal for me. I would Lauren, just get on your stories, get on your Facebook, go live from, I don't think they would care if you went live from the, even like from the warehouse. They seem like they're pretty cool people. If you're on Facebook stories or Instagram stories, jump on there and just say, heading in to grab my clothes from the warehouse. This is what I picked, but look at all these other things that are still available, you know, on the site. And I know stories can be scary, but I love Instagram stories. I love watching them. And I try to keep up on those and share my outfits on there a lot. Try our team. My well is dry. Mine kind of is too. So, where can we start brainstorming, people? I think going back to previous hostesses, obviously, I think it's a really cool way to start, actually. With Erica sharing earlier that we shouldn't be trying to recruit in December, which is really dumb, but planting the seeds in December. And I think for us to share that, like hyping up that the promotion is coming on, where the incentive trip is coming or whatever it's called. Some people just join the business to get trips because they're moms and they never get to go anywhere. And maybe they want to go travel and see other countries. So that would be a really cool way for people to just ask a question in a VIP group. If you could travel anywhere, where would it go on vacation? And then like that can be a way to message them personally and get in their inbox and say like, that place would be so cool. And if it happens to be Mexico, be like, oh, that's so cool. We got to go on a Mexico trip with Zaya, you know, last year and the year before. And we're actually having our new trip promo coming up, and that those trips are so not easy. Don't say they're easy. They're very, I don't know, not easy. Anybody can get them. You don't have to be higher rank. You don't have to have a whole bunch of followers and things like that. That's attainable. There you go. Good work. So that's one way that you could maybe get some new people to figure out if they want to travel. Even though we have no idea, you can hype it up just as much, because I'm jacked to know where it's going to be. I am, due date is May 11th, but 36 to 38 weeks is full term for twins. So middle of April, probably. So I would be able to go, but if I feel comfortable trying to drop my 5 children off with someone, I'm not sure about that yet. So we will see. I'm still going to work my butt off to get it. Last year, I didn't know that if I was going to be able to go, and it's still well worth putting in the work, just because it feels really good to know that you earned it. Any other questions for now? Yeah, team growth is huge. Like I already saw from my 9, we hit our biggest month ever in November. From Chrissy's on my team, so she had 9 additional people. I had 9 additional people, and just seeing obviously the personal volume and stuff it's kind of fun to see. So it's well worth it. All right. If there's no other questions, I'm going to close it up. We good, Erica? All right. See you guys. Thank you.